Y'all like my music over there? Hey, Cookie Family. Oh, hey, user 708836. Listen, guys, y'all need to put some names on here because I can't read out all those numbers. You got to do that. You got to do that for me. I'm telling you, it makes it so much easier for people to communicate with you when they know where you at and what your name, know your name. It's really difficult to call out all those numbers because you want to give everybody a shout out. I mean, you really do. Hey, Facebook, what's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook? Oh my God, I have missed you guys so much. Y'all have no idea. I love my Facebook family. I love my TikTok family. I love my Instagram family. Y'all are everything. Y'all are life, 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 life. Let me get this music to stop right quick so we can go ahead and proceed. Shall we proceed? Yes, indeed. I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. Blow you up like a girl, like blow you up to your girl like an army grenade. You can slide on my ice like an escapade, and it you get your mama with the marmalade. Who can name that tune? Yeah, who can name that tune? That just came out. That just came out straight out of my mouth. So anywho, thank you so much for joining. If you can name that tune, put it in the comments right quick. You can slide on my ice with like an escapade and itchy kitty mama with the marmalade. Who me? Yes, you. Come on, y'all. I even love your man style because you. I can't remember all the words. It's been a long time since I heard that. But anyway, good afternoon, good morning. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Misha Lee. For those of you who this is your first time on the broadcast, don't let it be your last time. I'm the owner of Country Beauty Salons in wonderful Albemarle, North Carolina, and in one other location. Woo, we've been working on that thing since last year. COVID came here and snatched our whole soul and purpose and plan. But guess what? It did not stop anything. And I'm so glad you guys hung out with me during COVID. And I've had people say, Misha, where you at? Where you been? Why you haven't been going live? What's going on? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you one word: resiliency. At the end of the day, I needed to take a sabbatical from social media. What does that mean? I need to take a break. I've been going hard on social media for over 3 years, not pulling back, not taking no breaks. And I took one break, but it was only for about a month. But I was overwhelmed with everything that was happening when it comes to COVID, when it comes to, hey, good morning, when it comes to COVID, when it comes to dealing with my family, when it comes to worrying, when it comes to my clients. I was just really, I'm being honest, I'm being straight up honest. I was really, really overwhelmed. And it just seemed like before I started working at home, I didn't see the amount of work that was required for me to keep my business going because to be honest with you, a lot of it I was just kind of juggling. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was tossing balls up in the air trying to catch them and trying to make things happen. When COVID happened, it gave me an opportunity to sit back and not just look at my business, but to look at my life. God, listen, let me tell you something. Homegirl had to go searching. Listen, I had to go soul searching. I didn't want to get off of social media, but I went into meditation, and this probably was right after my birthday, which is April the 4th, 1968. For those of you who are April babies, Aries rules. But right after my birthday, I just felt like, there was a lot of things that I wanted to get done, and I was really making my way in COVID because as hair salon owners, we got shut down and we couldn't move. And so the money that we make as we know it was completely shut down, even though I was still blessed and I was able to maintain and go through my process. It really opened up my eyes to a lot of things, just not when it comes to business, but when it comes to life, period, when it comes to my relationships, when it comes to the people that I love. And I promise you, it seemed like May hit, June hit, July hit, August hit, September hit. Let me tell you something. September came in here with a whole foot down my back. I mean, hit me with stuff I hadn't dealt with in years. I'm talking about decades I haven't dealt with. And that stuff was so unbelievable that it just showed up at my front doorstep. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm talking about dealing with deception, lies, people not being honest, people, manipulation and just all kinds of foolery that I don't deal with on a daily basis. Let me tell you something. If you my friend, if you know anything about me, I don't deal with that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you in this camp, or in any of my programs and you deal like that, you got to go. I don't do that. I don't do that. You know why? Because those type of spirits keep you from being able to grow in a spiritual sense, in a natural sense, and most definitely when it comes to your money. Now, if that's the type of people that you deal with and you're a hustler, you in the streets, you know, you deal with your own kind. I don't roll. I don't roll like that. I don't have to roll like that. I don't do that. But when I tell you life brought to my front door, and it's almost like Satan went to God and said, you know, she been living kind of nice down there. You ain't let me hit her with the 1-2 in a minute. Let me bring up some of this old stuff that she thinks she over, some of this old stuff she thinks she done dealt with. And I have been dealing with it all since last year. I have been dealing with it all since last year. But you know, we have faith and we pray and we're just like, okay, I can get through this. And I'm talking about just relationships, guys. I'm not necessarily just only talking about money. I'm talking about relationships. And I know y'all want degrees of details. You getting enough details. And listen, forgive me if I'm having a little trouble pronouncing words. I got my Invisalign in. As you can see, it's moving my teeth and closing up some of my spaces, but it gives me give me a little challenge sometimes when I'm talking. But anyway, just dealing with relationships, not just, I mean, family members, private, personal, close people, and friends. It was just when the COVID hit, it really pulled the cover back on a lot of things. It really pulled the cover back on a lot of things, and not in a way where people are not down for you, but you get to know. Listen, let me tell you something. I got to know who was really my friends and who only wanted to be and who really were my friends out of their own convenience. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Some of them people that you think are your friends and that's your riders, don't call them for a few days. Don't answer a couple of their phone calls and don't be there when they think you're supposed to be there. They'll cut you off. They'll put you on the back burner and get into a whole mode. I ain't chasing nobody. I'm not going and buying nobody. Let me tell you something. Sometimes people need you to do that. And I know that probably goes against everything that you know, and I know it probably breaks down your pride, but sometimes you don't know where people are. Sometimes people need to feel like they want it. Sometimes people need to know that you really need them in that you really need them in your life. That you really, really want them, that you're really willing to put effort. See, let me tell you something. It's real easy to stand on these faith and all these confessions and all these affirmations and all this stuff that you're saying, all this shabba hakala baba. It's easy to stand on that stuff when you ain't got nothing challenge you to tell you that what you doing ain't working. It's real easy to do that. But when you get in a space where you calling somebody, you trying to be with them, you trying to make things happen, you trying to set a date, you trying to work with them, you trying to collab with them, and they don't come through, and you feel like, well, I'm not going to do it, and it didn't work that way, you give up, let me tell you something, y'all will lose so many opportunities because you never know what a person is going on the other side, and everybody don't have the ability to communicate properly. But anyway, so like I said, right after my birthday, I just realized that I had a lot on my plate, and I was able to look at my business, and I'm like, man, I thought I had it together, but it was a lot of things that I had that was undone in my personal business, in my salon business, in my online business. And I started taking these classes, and I started consulting with people and letting somebody coach me, and I started realizing, okay, when am I going to be able to get ahead of the curve? And I got like a huge, huge blessing doing all this. And I'm just like, how is it I'm going through the most in life? And this is the biggest financial windfall that I've ever had in my life that came to me. You get what I'm saying? And so it put me in a place where I had to rethink everything and prioritize things. And I had to really get in, guys. I couldn't go being on social media. This is what y'all don't understand. If you don't go live, and if you don't have a business that's online, it is very, very, y'all make it hard because y'all want fresh content to make you laugh, to make you cry. Y'all want stuff so deep that it takes your whole day to create that particular part of the content. And then we bring it to you, may or may not like it. It's like cooking a meal for your man or for your woman. You done spent all day trying to prepare this meal. You done went to the store, you done picked out whatever you're gonna do, you done cleaned it, cut it up, it's all fresh, you know, cooked it, laid it out, and when they get home, it comes, I'm not hungry. Oh, you eating it, you eating today, or they don't show up. Or you cook and they don't appreciate what you've done. That's how it is sometimes when you do social media. And it, to be honest with you, I started feeling like that because I was spending so much time trying to create content, trying to put things together, trying to, give you guys the inspiration that I have to give myself every day on a regular basis. And when you have people that don't like, share, and comment on your stuff, let me tell you something, it gets a little discouraging. You were like, why am I even doing this? Why? But I realized that the why wasn't you guys, the why wasn't what I was doing, the why had to do with other stuff. I have children, I have grandkids. And so I decided around the 1st of May, I said, I need to take a break. I said, I need to take a break because social media takes up a lot of your time. You have to prep for it. You have to look good for it. You got to get on here. Because if I get on here without this wig looking crazy, with no makeup and eyelashes, y'all be like, well, who is that on Misha channel? I don't even recognize her. Y'all wouldn't even recognize who I am. So I took a break, and believe it or not, it was so refreshing. I ended up having an opportunity to go out to California in July with my son. I posted a little bit there. I was able to take a few trips, and it has just been an amazing summer. I still had to fight some tremendous battles and wars, and I have had to exercise. Listen to me, exercise like in The Exorcist. Some people out of my circle, I've had to exorcise them completely out of my circle. Like I had to Shabbat Sunday with some oil and some water and get them demons out of my circle. You hear me? I had to unfeather and untether myself from situations that I didn't even realize I had let myself get locked into. I had to release and allow God to minister to me from the most unlikely source. The most unlikely source. And ladies, let me tell you something. Stop thinking that another woman always want to tear you down, because that's not true. Now, you clearly got cases of that out there, but there are a lot of women out there who, when they see you in a situation, or if y'all find yourself in a interesting situation, who 100% won't try to cut you down, but they will try to help you, and y'all can come together and try to bring some stuff and make things happen. Stop thinking that everybody is always out to get you, which I don't believe, but I do understand now more than ever that there are clearly, no matter what age you are, there are clearly some relationships that you have to put those things, some of them you got to put in the trash, some of them you got to burn and learn, and some of them you got to reevaluate, and you got to restructure those things so that you guys can try to bring it together and make it happen. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been going through. I done spent many, many nights crying. I done spent many, many nights praying. I done spent many, many nights. I mean, I go to counseling. I'm not above laying on somebody's couch and letting them talk to me, because I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes I talk to myself so much I can't hear nobody else anyway. So when you lay on the couch with somebody, they ask you the right questions so that you can help yourself, because truly, 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 they don't really give you a lot. They just are great listeners, and they understand how to answer the right questions. So that's what I've been doing, and I thank God that I'm at this place now where I feel good. I'm me. I'm together. I didn't go through depression, which I know a lot of people have, but I have always, 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 always had high anxiety, and I'll get into a place. I handle that better now, where I can have an anxiety attack in a minute. If you've never ever ever had an anxiety attack, child, let me tell you something. It was scary. I mean, your nerves, you'll be scared. All kinds of stuff will go. That's why I never smoke weed and do drugs, because I couldn't even imagine what I would be like out there doing something like that, because weed make people paranoid anyway. Not my thing, not my thing. So I was able to get the help that I need, as far as just having the support of my friends, my mom. I thank God for her, my sister, my co-worker, just the support of my friends and the family that truly, truly have been there for me. I thank God for them. That all the time that I'm there for somebody, it always feels good when you can get that reciprocated, when it comes back to you, that people show up for you the way that you show up for them. So I really appreciate that, my friends and close ones. So that's what I've been doing. And I've done a ton of content development and working. So for all of you guys that are in the Moja community, the motivation, optimism, joy, and um, advice, guys. I got some great stuff that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to share one thing with you right now. This is one word that really helped me to just be inspired on a daily basis, and I think about this word every day. And the word is resiliency. Resiliency. And I want you to take this. I'm getting ready to get off, but I want you to take this word, and I want you to really take this thing and put it in your heart, put it in your mind, and remember that no matter what you go through, no matter what you face in life, you have to retain a level of resiliency in every part of your being. That means in your spirit realm, in your soul, and even in your body, because you don't get to check out of life. See, here's the thing. Just because you go through something, you don't get to check out of life. Let me explain. Resiliency is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness, and often remarkable resilience of so many can be seen clearly by the way that they respond and the way they stand during things that they go through. It's the ability of a substance or object or a person to spring back into shape, the elasticity of a person. You have to make sure that in your life and in everything that you go through, that you have a certain amount of resiliency. Because let me tell you something, life don't stop happening because you decide to show up. It doesn't. It does not. Listen, if I haven't learned but one thing in all that I've gone through in my life, is that life don't stop just because you had a tough day, because it don't matter. Your day could be completely shitty and everything going wrong. But guess what? There's always going to be this one question at the end of every situation you're in. What sometimes it's in the middle of what you're going through. It's one question you and you alone going to have to always answer. And that one question is this: now what? Now what? You done been through it all. Now what? They done took it away from you. Now what? They done broke it down. Now what? They done mistreated you, lied to you, deceived you, did all that they done. Now what? You're going to have to always answer that question. And see, the thing about it is that that question can't be answered with a whole bunch of excuses. It, now what doesn't care about the reason that you even at that place that that question is before you. It doesn't care. It doesn't care what you've been through, what you know faced, who did what, why you did what you did. It does all, none of that is relevant. And that's the truth. As much as I know that we would love to hold on to the excuses and the validations to make us feel good about our shitty ass choices or our poor choices or the bad things that happen to us, we would love to be able to rest our laurels on that and say, well, this is why this and this is this. But guess what? You have something amazing that natural animals don't have. They have animalistic instinct. They do things by instinct. That's put in them. They really don't have a choice. That's arguably so, but they have what's called animal instinct. A cat is a cat because a cat is an instinct to be a cat. A dog is a dog because a dog has the instinct to be a dog. Of course, they can be trained, but they're still a dog. A snake is always a snake. It doesn't matter how many times you get it from the egg, you coddle it, you keep it, you make it your pet. It's still a freaking snake. Animal instinct. But as humans, we have choice and you have a will. And because you have a will, you have the ability to decide. You have the ability to decide what it is that you're going to do, how you're going to respond, or how you're going to react to any situation, circumstances that's going on. So you don't get the leisure of resting the end of your decisions on a situation because, oh, well, this happened and this is why it happened and I'm just human. You don't get to do that. You can now. Don't tell me. You can do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, when you lay it down, are you going to be able to rest the rest of your life knowing that even though you put that excuse out there that made everybody feel sorry for you, it made everybody understand you, made everybody have empathy and sympathy for you, but deep down in your heart, you still asking yourself, now what? Now what do you do? That question right there is the one thing that helps me snap back into my resilience. It help activate, the resiliency that's inside of me, because no matter what the situation are, there's still going to be a now what. You're not going to always be able to just fix it by giving an excuse. You're not going to be able to always be able to put it together by giving a reason. You have to figure out what that now what is and put some actions in behind it to make that thing happen. I'm telling you, you can't, you bowing out is not going to make it disappear. You bowing out is not going to make it better. You backing up and saying, well, okay, now what? That's always my question. All my children, that they know one thing: don't ever, ever, ever come to me with a problem. Tell me the problem, but give me a solution, because you have to solve these things. You have the ability within you to step in a place where you take what God has given you and use it. You can't step out of the light that God gave you because everybody else got an opinion of you. In your life, that's what you're doing. Okay, now what? So now you done step back. Now what? Who you making happy? Who you making feel better? You gonna back down because the easy way didn't work? And let me tell you something. Some of y'all need, like me, you need to go back and define that word easy, because some of the stuff that you are making hard is the easy way. The easy way is always that you can't just give up because it didn't work that way. Well, I tried. Well, I really, no, you didn't really try. Really trying is being relentless. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, the one lesson that I've learned this entire summer and everything that I've done, whether you guys see me or not, is you have to be resilient. You cannot give up. You cannot fall back. You cannot decide at the end of the day, because I'm this age, I need to chill out. You cannot decide because I'm a male, I'm a female, that I'm not going to do that. You cannot decide because I'm black, I'm white, I'm yellow, I'm green, I'm purple. This is how things are going to be. Let me tell you something. Now what? Now what you gonna do? Now that you know figured out all the things in the cosmos, now that you know figured out that this happened in your past and this happened to our people and this is our color. And I'm not talking about anything racist, but I'm just giving some general examples, because your mama did this and your daddy did this, your sister and brothers did or did not do this. The man that you gave your life to did this. The woman that you sacrificed for, she did that. Now what? Now what? What do you do? What do you do? You know what you do? You pick your shit up and you pick yourself together, put yourself together, and you live. You live. You pursue happiness. Bump happiness. You pursue joy, because guess what? Joy is solid and it's not flexible. I can eat a hamburger and get happy. I can get me a little glass of Moscato and get happy. You hear what I'm saying? You can, some of y'all can do a lot of things and get happy. That doesn't last because it always needs to feed. Go and get some joy. Find some solid stuff that keep you stable. I'm gonna tell you something. Had I not had the few things that I have held on to my entire life to maintain the joy that God has given me, y'all have been reading about me in the newspaper. Word on everything. You've been reading about me in the newspaper. It'd have been a whole bunch of somebody that got shot. She did this. Yes, she did it. It'd have been a whole bunch of that. But guess what? That's not how I succeed. That's not how I get ahead. Stop making excuses for every single thing and every time something gets hard. Stop waiting for somebody to always rub you on your back to tell you how pretty you is or how nice you are, how smart you are. Stop letting people who use $10 words in 1 cent conversations impress you. Stop it. Stop trying to live up to the expectations of the whole planet and your whole community or everybody that you deal with. Stop trying to live up to their expectations, because guess what? Believe it or not, they just as stressed out as you are. They just can put on a little bit more makeup, baby. They can go afford a little bit more surgery. They feel just as bad as you do, but they find other ways. They find other ways. They find other ways to make themselves feel good. So stop letting people rob you of the opportunity to be you, and start standing up for something. Start speaking your mind. If they don't like it, that's something they're going to have to deal with, because at the end of the day, if you didn't like it, it's not going to shut them up. That's why your feelings hurt. That's why your feelings hurt right now. It's nothing wrong with you getting what you feel like you deserve. Be balanced. We'll talk about that on another live. But anyway, my name is Misha Lee. Guys, follow me across all social media at Misha Lee. all across every Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, LinkedIn, YouTube. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, check out some of my videos because I do get a little bit more lengthy. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok, guys, and follow me on Instagram. Love, 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 love every one of you. Thank you for being so patient with me. Thank you for showing up like you always do. I'm here for you because you're here for me. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a beautiful, wonderful day. And don't let nobody tell you, don't let anybody treat you like you don't deserve what it is that you know that you deserve. Keep your head up and always be ready to answer that question. Why? What now? Always be ready to answer that question. Don't ever back down off of that. See you later. Bye-bye.